Hey, since we're already done with the top mages last M3, we had a poll on what hero you'd like to watch next, and we got Marksman. So for this week, we'll talk about the top 3 Marksman heroes last M3. Just the right time since we're already done with Beatrix. She was the top 1 Marksman hero with 84.7% peak ban rate. For the second place with 74.5% peak ban rate, it's Clint. Mostly, all of the participating teams used Clint. Could be because Clint is easy to pull off. It's so easy to understand his skill mechanics, so for this video, we won't be focusing on his skill mechanics, rather on rotation, lane tips, and build optimization. One common question that we can see in the comment section is, what's the best gold lane rotation? Well, to answer that, none. Because you just need to stay in the gold lane as much as possible, especially in the first 5 minutes of the match. Why is that? First, because of Munton's update of extending gold and XP siege minion wave from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. Since you're a gold laner, your first win condition is to buy items as soon as possible to achieve your power spike right away. Second, one of the gold laner characteristics is being item dependent, meaning if you don't have any items, you can't inflict damage. So even if you did a good rotation, if you don't inflict damage, there's still a high chance for your enemy to get away. Let's say you got lucky, you got to slay your enemy, but the amount of gold you got from that kill, it might be just equal or maybe even greater than the gold you could have gotten if you cleared the wave in the gold lane. Then what's more if you didn't get the last hit, that's just an assist. It's just a waste of time. If you insist on doing a rotation, you're just delaying yourself. Your allied heroes should rotate around you, not the other way around. So, when's the best time to leave your lane? Basing on Oheb's gameplay, he leaves his lane when he's about to double lane. What's a double lane? It is when you're the one to clear the minion wave in both gold lane and mid lane. Players do this to earn golds quickly, though you can't just do this that easily. Look here, it was almost too late when the wave was cleared. The next minion wave was getting there. If we insisted on doing a double lane here, by the time we arrive on the mid lane, Brody could have already cleared the incoming wave. We would still be clearing the one on the mid lane, leaving no one to defend the gold lane. In the end, Brody would be able to do gold plating. Instead of you earning gold, you help the enemy team's gold laner to earn more. So do a double lane if you were early to clear the minion wave. Just like here, Oheb had been making Brody go back to base. Look at his next moves. He did not wait for the waves to meet. He quickly cleared it, then ran to the mid lane. And once done with the fast clear, he went back to the gold lane right away. Just take a look. The minion wave on the gold lane was still complete when he arrived. Now, what if your enemy did a double lane while fighting against you? You have 2 options in this scenario. First, if the enemy jungler is on the opposite side, you can fast clear, then do gold plating since no enemy hero is on your lane. If you're not familiar with gold plating, it's when you take down turrets on the first 5 minutes. The damage you inflict on turrets will be converted to gold. If you're wondering how to locate the enemy jungler, we'll be talking about a technique later on. If the enemy jungler is also on your side of the map, or when you have no idea where they are, you can freeze the lane, so they will miss a lot of minions once they get back in the gold lane. There's gonna be an explanation later on about the purpose of lane freeze and how to do it. Here's the raffle for this video. If you're new here, to show our gratitude, we will be giving away emote, starlight, or skin each time a new video is uploaded. You just need to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Much better if it's a gameplay tip or any in-game experience related to the topic, so you can also help out our fellow subscribers. All comments will be part of the raffle for the next video. Let's start! You will be getting send a message to our Facebook page to claim your prize. Another best time on when to leave the gold lane is when the turtle is on your side. Don't go over to the exp lane just to help on taking the turtle. You will just miss minion waves. Make sure that you've already cleared the waves before you even try going over to the turtle, like what Oheb did here. If nobody is present to contest, make sure that you immediately return to the gold lane, so you won't miss the incoming wave of minions. Next scenario, what if you were successful in taking down the first turret? What's gonna be your next step? Here you have 4 options depending on your situation. First, if no one was on defense, just continue on taking down turrets, just like what Blacklist did. Keep in mind that you don't necessarily have to insist on taking down turrets once an enemy hero arrives. Proceed to plan B. Since you're already done with the objectives on your lane, look for a new one on the map. Find out where the turtle would respawn and check if it's almost time for it. If it's about time for the turtle to respawn, stay on the gold lane as you wait, like what Oheb did after a push. He was just clearing minions, then he went in position to take the turtle. What if there's still plenty of time before the turtle respawns? Then just go look for another objective. You have 2 options. First, look if the enemy's turret on the XP lane has been taken down. If it still hasn't, swap lanes with your allied XP laner. Oheb and Edward do this. Like here, right after Oheb took down a turret, he went ahead to the XP lane. Take a look here. The turret on the XP lane is still there, but the turtle is about to respawn, so Oheb prioritizes it over the turret, only after he went to the XP lane. But what if the first turret on the XP lane has been taken down? Then go after the next one for your next objective. Just like what Oheb did. Right after taking down the first one, he did not waste time waiting for the incoming minion wave. He went ahead to the turret on the mid lane. Same here, first turrets in the XP and gold lane have been taken down, but there's already a turtle so they went for it first. Then it was ube time. Next would be lane tips. First of all, since gold lane gets frequently ganked, it's gonna be a huge help if you can find out where the enemy jungler is. With that, you know when you're safe and when's the right chance to tower hug or when just to hide under the bushes. And the easiest way to find out is to drag map. Hold the top right on your screen, then hover the camera over to the jungler monsters. You won't be seeing anything, but you would hear any sounds of an attack. Here, I dragged it over to the purple buff. Heard nothing. But when I dragged it over to the orange buff, I can hear that the jungle monsters are getting attacked. With that, we already have an idea that the enemy jungler is on the top side, meaning the possible ganks might happen on the top or mid lane. You can be aggressive on the bottom lane and your ally on the middle lane must be on alert. Next, let's go to last hit. There is this one common mistake that new players in Mobile Legends do. Since they know that they will still gain gold even if they aren't the one who did the last hit on minions, they tend not to aim doing it at all. But what they don't know is that they will gain more gold if they are the ones who get the last hit on minions. Here, we didn't do the last hit on them. The gold earned is 52 for short range, 27 on long range, and 100 on siege minion. That's a total of 179. If you did the last hit, you got 24 on long range, you got 66 on short range, and 128 on siege minion. Total of 228. 228 minus 179 is 49. Imagine, it's almost equivalent to 2 long range minions or 1 short range. That's how much you'll miss on every wave that you failed to do a last hit. Let's move over to proper aggression. Did it ever happen to you when you felt like you're leading on the lane, but when you checked out, the enemy had more gold than you? This is also a common mistake new players tend to do. All they do is hit every skill, cooldown after cooldown, without any goals in mind. Maybe, just maybe, they want to harass or slay the enemy hero on their lane, because in their minds, they are leading. They tend to spam the Recoil or even emote, but what they don't know, their enemy has already outsmarted them. So the next time you feel that you're leading on the lane, instead of randomly hitting with your skills or basic attack, time your aggression when the minions are about to get killed. So you can harass your enemy, denying them gold and XP. Like here, the long range minion is about to get killed, so I went directly to Brody to push him away. Because of it, he did not get any gold and XP from the long range minion, making me on the lead when it comes to XP and gold right on the first wave. For additional gold lane tips, we'll insert a short clip from the Cho tutorial, so you don't have to switch videos. But if you want to know more, then feel free to check it out. Let's talk about laning tips if you are to be an offlane Cho. We noticed 3 laning techniques from Benny QT. Let's start with the basic, lane freeze. What's a lane freeze? It is when you don't do anything on a minion wave to gather them in one location. Why would you need to freeze a lane during a laning phase? Once you've cleared a wave, even though you're leading, you'll still get the same amount of XP and gold unless you have slain an enemy from the same lane. So in order to deny your enemy of XP and gold, you may freeze the lane so minions would stay in the middle. Then go zone out your enemy. The last technique is holding minions' aggression so they won't come to your team's turrets. Why should we stop them from reaching the turret? When you hold the minions, you can relocate the minions' encounter points so you can easily zone out your enemies. You can also use this when you're the team's tank and your allied XP or gold laner has to recall or got killed. As a tank, you can hold the minions until the gold or XP laner comes back. At least no minion wave would get wasted. For Clint skill mechanics, I'm very sure you already know it, so we'll just note the important things. For the passive, each time you use a skill, the next basic attack gets enhanced. The damage will increase and it will go through your target. It also triggers attack effects. Clint's passive will just add up to the Endless Bottle's passive. Good thing with this is the critical, so Berserker Fury is one of his core items. Clint's skill 1 is AoE damage. Use this to clear waves, to poke your targets. For skill 2, he dashes backwards and at the same time, he throws a net that immobilizes target heroes. The good thing about this is that it has a 40% cooldown reduction if someone gets hit with a net. It also goes through walls, only on the slim ones. Clint's ultimate is a burst damage with slow effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through enemies, so make sure to always aim it right. When it comes to emblems, although Clint is a marksman hero, go for a killing spree. Stats given by assassin emblems suit him more than marksman emblems. Also for additional sustain during clutch moments. For a spell, Flicker for additional mobility. Purify if your enemy team is almost full of heroes with crowd control. Or Aegis for burst mages or assassins. For build, we already mentioned why you need Endless Battle and Berserker Fury, so go for the Thunderbolt next. Oheb builds this if he's facing a team of dive composition, so he can still have chance to prevent enemies from jumping into him, like with their fight against Kid Stars, in which is against Esmeralda, Aldous, and Ling. He went for the Thunderbolt after Endless Battle. Same with their match against RRQ, Furcho and Paquito. Endless Battle's passive just adds up with a Thunderbelt, so it isn't a waste. Malefic Roar for penetration, so you will still have high damage even if your enemy builds defensive items. You can also go for Hunter's Strike if you want additional mobility and penetration. Or Blade of Despair for additional burst damage. Lastly, if your enemy has very high damage, don't hesitate on building a defensive item depending on what you really need. Athena's Shield is an anti-magic burst. Brute Force Breastplate for hybrid defense and additional movement speed. Or Immortality since the death timer is so long during the late game. That's all for now, thank you for watching!